In this video, we will understand about food additives. After viewing this video, we can understand, we can able to answer these questions. What are those questions? What is the main purpose of adding preservatives to foods? What are their types of, what are their types? Then uh, name three types of phenolic oxidant used for fats and oils and their food application in general. Then what is meant by natural and nature identical flavoring substances? Then differentiate between nutritive and non-nutritive sweeteners. Illustrate your answer with suitable examples. Then next question is, give the main function of each of the following as a food additives like tartaric acid, lecithin, gelatin, anthocyanin. So after understanding, after reviewing this video, we can answer all these questions. So first we have to understand what are food additives. So based upon food and agricultural organizations and world health organization, the food additives are non-nutritive substances added to foods in small quantities to improve its flavor, texture, appearance, and storage properties. So, the food additives are the non-nutritive substances that are added in very small quantities to improve its flavor, texture, appearance, and storage. Then, according to another widely accepted definitions, food additives is a substance or a mixture of substance other than the natural foods. So it is a mixture of substance or other than natural foods which is present in food as a result of any aspect of production, processing, storage or baking. We have added this substance for different purpose like production, processing, storage or packing. All these steps need some food additives. So this is two definitions. Then we know different kinds of food additives are used in the world uh, from long back, and there is a huge tradition to use food additives like spices, then sugar, vinegar, alcohol, smoke, all these things. And according to FAO and World Health Organization, the nutritive substances like vitamins and minerals which are added in order to supplement and enrich the food are also included, are also excluded, not included, are excluded from the list of food additives. They are not included in the list of food additives. What are those substances? That is what supplements, vitamins and minerals are excluded from the list of food additives that you cannot say is a food additives. Then these organizations have formulated international standards. Some standards are developed that is internationally accepted for defining the quality of food additives, their permissible levels in foods and all other technological related issues are standardized by these two organizations. So food additives are those substances which are used in food for production, processing, uh, then preserving, all these things, but these are not vitamins and minerals as per FAO and WHO, World Health Organization. Then unintentional or incidental additives are also there. These incidental additives are those additives which are added in the food during the course of production or agricultural productions, like food processing or baking. These are not intentionally added, these are automatically added to the food by processing. And these are also called chance contaminants. For example, pesticides, one such type of compounds which get added to food unintentionally and may be hazardous to health, because pesticides can cause some damage to the health of the public, so hazardous. And many a times insect parts, antibiotics added to animal feeds also show up in the food. So these are unintentional or incidental additives or chance contaminants. Then there is intentional additives which are added in food knowingly to enhance the quality of the food, and these additives may cause some undesirable effect to human health. That's why their uses is being controlled by different government agencies, and the person who is using that food additives must adhere to the prescribed norms and standards while using them. He has to obey all the rules and regulations associated with the food additives, what amount of food additives has to be used as per the acceptable daily intakes. All those things should be considered, and these food additives are classified as grass, that is generally regarded as safe additives, means these grass additives are supposed to be causing no harm for longer period of time. Then various uses or the application of food additives in general is what? To improve the nutritional quality, and by improving or by fortifying with vitamins and minerals, and protecting microbial growth by the help of some antimicrobial agents, then imparting firmness to the food, huh? Then to retard or speed up chemical reaction in food, and increasing the stability of food, and increasing the shelf life of the food, and reducing the wastage by increasing the shelf life of the food. Then to make food more attractive in the form of coloring agents, flavoring agents, emulsifiers, stabilizers, thickeners, clarifiers, and bleaching agents. We will understand everything about all these types of additives. Then to provide aids in processing, packaging, and transport of food. These include what? Acids, alkalis, buffers, sequestrants, and other types of chemicals. We will understand everything about all these things. Then a very large number of additives are being used in food industry on the basis of their functional properties. So based upon that, we can do what? We can classify all those additives into different groups, like one group is called preservatives, another group is called antioxidants, then acidulant, neutralizers, buffers, coloring agents, flavoring agents, sweeteners, and there are some miscellaneous additives. Then preservatives, first group. See these sulfides, nitrites, and salts. These chemicals are economically and for convenience purpose. These are used as a preservatives. This these salts, nitrites, these are having some antimicrobial activity, and these antimicrobial activities of salt, sodium chloride, is essentially related to its ability to reduce water activity and create unfavorable conditions for microbial growth. These chemicals will create what? They will create unfavorable condition for the growth. But in modern days, different packaging techniques like vacuum packaging, aseptic packagings, hermetic packagings are developed, and that's why uh, uh, these techniques are preserving foods without the use of chemical preservatives. But chemicals play a significant role in protecting what? The food supply, again for convenience and economy. These are very much important. Okay, because these preservatives are essential for food supply. On the basis of the mode of action, the preservatives are grouped in how many types? Three types, that is antimicrobial, antioxidants, antimicrobials, and one more is what? These are uh, the additives which blocks the natural ripening of enzymes. Antimicrobial, we know they inhibit the growth of bacteria, yeasts, molds, and like sorbates do that. Antioxidants like what? Tert, butyl hydroxyquinone, they do what? They stop the chemical breakdown of food that happens in the presence of oxygen. That is, oxidation is stopped due to the presence of TbHQ. And sulfides, sulfur dioxide serve all these things like antimicrobial, antioxidants, and blocking the natural ripening by the help of enzymatic process. This work in which way? It prevents the enzyme activities by reducing the pH level to down, so that enzyme will not be active and this phenolase will be not capable to cause enzymatic browning. One more thing, class 1 and class 2 preservatives. Class 1 preservatives are those natural preservatives that is generally available in our kitchen room, like spices, vinegar, uh, then salt, sugar. All these things are natural preservatives. Honey, vegetable oils, this does not require any government permissions. But class 2 preservatives are chemicals which require the require so the required the what? It requires the permission from government. As per the regulation only you have to utilize this class 2 preservatives, just like what? Benzoic acid, sulfate. Benzoic acid is a strong anti antimycotic agent. These are also used in what concentration? 0.05 to 0.1%. And to control other bacteria you need higher concentration. Due to its low solubility of benzoic acid in water, sodium benzoate salt is preferred in what? Like fruit juice, jam, jellies, some beverages, pickles. Then sulfur dioxide and its various salts have long been used. All these are used in wines, beverages, and squash. Then sorbic acids is also used, which are generally regarded as safe. It has got this status. It is being used in fruit juices, concentrate fumes, confectionery, flour confectionaries, then smoked fish, all these things. Then nitrates have been used in मीट क्यूरिंग. मीट क्यूरिंग में इसको हम यूज कर सकते हैं. देन फॉर मीट क्यूरिंग नाइट्रेट इज बीइंग यूज्ड along with some salt sugar mixture. This nitrate contributes to the development of the characteristic color, flavor, texture, improvement and preservative effects. Both improvements in the appearance and preservations is available by the help of nitrates. Nitrate is a strong inhibitory action for what? Clostridium botulinum, which is a anaerobic bacteria. Then antimicrobial substances are also used, such as nisin, this nisin, netamycin. These are the substances which are produced by microbes to inhibit other microbes growth, and these nisin and netamycins are used in cheese, for preserving cheese. Bacteriocins are used. Okay, and some other potential natural preservatives sources included like honey, milk, and even dried plums. Okay, then to prevent auto-oxidations or uh, to prevent rancidity, auto-oxidations, these antioxidants are used, and this also help in preventing the wastage due of unsaturated fatty acids. It also causes what? Vitamin destruction, that also is prevented. Then discolorations and even some toxic effect due to auto-oxidations. So these all are prevented by the help of food oxidants, antioxidants. Okay, in other words, they get oxidized in preference to the fats and oils and thus prevent the oxidation of the latter. So these antioxidants, what they actually do, they become oxidized by themselves to prevent oxidation of fats and oils. By that they prevent auto oxidation. So these are also called phenolic antioxidants, and most widely used phenolic antioxidant is what? Butylated hydroxyanisole, that is BHA, butylated hydroxytoluene, that is BHT, propyl gallate, and third butyl hydroquinone. And apart from these chemicals, we have to use some acid like citric acids, because you see certain metals like iron and copper which are present in the food, they are strong catalyst. They are strong catalyst means what they do? They enhance the oxidation reactions. So these metals should be neutralized. Okay, so to neutralizing these metals we have to use these food acids like citric acids. These are having the ability to bind these metals, and by that they have some sequestering uh, activities, and that's why they are called sequestrants. So that's why we use antioxidants along with some citric acids. Okay, then acidulants. See, acidulants in generals are used in flavoring purpose, buffering agents, preservatives, sequestrant, viscosity modifiers, meat curing agents. So these acidulants are what? They are the substances those reduce the pH of the food. By reducing the pH of the food, the growth of microorganisms is inhibited. That's why the quality of the food is enhanced. Some common example of acidulants are given here, like citric acid, malic acid, tartaric acids. All these things we have discussed. What are the use of citric acids? Okay, then another kind of food additives is coloring agent. So the color is important because of its acceptability to the customer. Coloring agent do not have any impact to the nutritive value of food. It only increases the acceptability of the food. And these food colorants may be used in different forms. Okay, and they may improve the color of the food, or they can regain the natural uh, color of the food if it is damaged due to food processing, or sometimes these are just to give food an attractive look. So it is lost in food processing, that is also regained by the help of food colorant. And we know these food colorants are used long back. For example, this color, like in natural state or in artificial state. So based upon that, we can divide colors into two types, that is natural colorants and synthetic colorants. Okay, natural colorants are extracted from seeds, flowers, and also from some insects. So anthocyanin, one of the example, which is water soluble pigments occurring in many fruits, vegetable, flowers like strawberries, blueberries, grapes. Okay, carotenoids. These are beta carotenoids, beta carotene. These are also some examples of natural colorants. Then what? Betalains. Betalains are found in plants such as red beets, amaranthus flowers. Then chlorophylls, which is responsible for photosynthesis, it is found in many plants. So in alkaline pH, the color of chlorophyll is better retained. So chlorophylls are heat sensitive, and during processing of fruits and vegetables containing chlorophyll, the green color is lost and turns olive green. So these are some conditions in which we can use some chlorophyll pigments for increasing the color. Then curcumin, paprika, oleoresin, saffron, annatto. Annatto is also one type of color used in butter and cheese, and is obtained from a plant called Bixa orellana. Okay. Then synthetic colorants are generally developed from what? Petrochemicals. It is developed from coal tar dyes in earlier days because of some bad health effect. It was stopped. Now it is from petrochemicals. And the synthetic dyes came as a boon to food industry because these colorants were superior टू द नेचुरल एक्सट्रैक्ट. जो भी नेचुरल एक्सट्रैक्ट होता है उसे सुपीरियर होता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ देयर कलर इंटेंसिटी, नंबर ऑफ शेड्स, स्टेबिलिटी, easy availability. Above all, they were quite cheap also. There is the toxicological studies which show that this food colorant is having some harmful effect, and some food colorants are permitted after analyzing its safety precautions. So the permitted synthetic colorants are this table having Ponke4R, carmazine, erythrocin, all these things. Then we can see flavoring agents. Okay, like food colorants, flavoring agent also does not have any nutritional value after addition into it, but it has a great impact on acceptability. What? Acceptability. And it also help in intestinal absorption of glucose and fat metabolisms, informed in some studies. Okay, and this flavor is defined as the sensation produced by a material taken in the mouth, perceived principally by the senses of taste and smell, and also by general pain, tactile and temperature receptor in the mouth. So this is the definitions of flavoring agents, and these flavoring agents includes flavoring and flavor enhancers. Okay, the flavoring agents are added in foods to produce some flavor or modify the existing ones, while the flavor enhancer include the additives which intensify the flavors which are already present and are weak in the nature. Okay, so based upon the chemical constituents, the source, the flavoring agents is divided into three groups. One is natural flavors and natural flavoring substances, which are menthol in peppermint, benzaldehyde in bitter almond, citral in lime peel, amyl acetate in ripe banana, cinnamaldehyde in cinnamon, etc. But the nature identical flavoring substances are those substances which are chemically same to the natural flavoring substance obtained, then and it is synthesized, but the chemically it is identical to what substances present in natural product. Then artificial flavoring substances, these are the substances which have not been identified in natural products and are intended for human consumptions, whether processed or not. So these are not found in nature and it is intended for human consumptions. See, this flavoring agent is also used in medicinal purpose, because some medicine we cannot take with its natural taste, so we need to camouflage it with suitable flavoring agents, because it can induce some vomiting or noisy effect. So in some medicine also we use some flavoring agent. So next class of sweeteners is uh, artificial sweeteners or natural sweeteners. These are also one group of food additives, and sucrose is used widely as a sweetener because it has a sensation of taste. But uh, this this sucrose has some health effect because of its uh, obesity and diabetic diseases are developed. That's why sweeteners are developed. Sugar is not sweeteners. Okay, I've told sugar is a sweetener, but not. It is not sweeteners. Sweeteners are usually carbohydrate or carbohydrate derivatives, which is either caloric or non-caloric sweeteners. Okay, so nutritive sweeteners are there because some sweeteners needs to be added in food, but for diabetic patient you cannot use sucrose. Okay, like sorbitol. What is sorbitol? Sorbitol, it can be used for diabetic food because it has low caloric content as compared to sucrose, and it can also be used as sugar free candies and chewing gum. Then xylitol, it has sweetness and calorie content equal to सुक्रोज, ये कैलोरी कंटेंट और स्वीटनर्स बोथ सेम है सुक्रोज से, लेकिन इससे ये क्या होता है ना, ये ब्लड ग्लूकोज लेवल को इंक्रीज नहीं करता क्योंकि इट डज नॉट कॉज इन बिकॉज इट इज observed in our intestine very slowly, therefore it is used in diabetic foods also. What xylitol, because it is observed in our body very slowly, that's why it could not increase the level of glucose in our blood. Then isomalt is also one type of sweeteners, and it is a sugar substitute in confectionery, chewing gum, soft drinks, and dessert. It has no effect on blood sugar level. Okay, then non-nutritive sweeteners like saccharin, it is 500 times sweeter than sucrose. It has good stability capacity in cooking and food baking. That's why it is used, but it has one problem. Its dosage should be in control state because it can cause cancer. It can cause cancer. It is seen in the cancer of what? Rats got urinary cancer after being fed with saccharin. So it has to be used properly. It is non-nutritive and it is 500 times sweeter than sucrose. Then like that, cyclamates is also one kind of non-nutritive sweeteners, and they are about 30 times sweeter than sucrose and can be used as non-calorie sweeteners in a variety of products. So these are all there. Then aspartame is there, then sulfam K, sucralose, rabiena, all these things are there in sweeteners which are non-nutritive in nature. Then mycelious additives, which are emulsifying and stabilizing agents. So these are just like you see lecithin, ester, gums, fatty acids, some synthetic emulsifiers. What actually they are, they are used in food industry to those liquids which are easily separated from each others. So to prevent those separation, emulsifiers and stabilizers are used so that these two liquids are properly mixed with each other. These two liquids will be properly mixed with each other. That's why we use emulsifiers or stabilizers which bind these two separating liquids into one liquid. Okay, then forming agents like calcium chloride, which are used in canned fruits, aluminum sulfate, all these things are added to pickles. Then anti-caking agents which are used in flax, that potato flax, which help in free flowing of particle, because this anti-caking agent will prevent the particle adhering to each other, so they will free flow easily. Like example is silicates in potato flakes, dehydrated vegetables powders, cocoa powders, so they will not be coagulated with each other, they will free flow. Then humectant, like salt, are moisture retention agents. They are used to control viscosity, texture, bulking, retention of moistures, then reduction of water activity, retention of softness. Then clarifying agents are used to clarify fruit juices and wines and chill proofing of beer. So what is the clarifying agent? Gelatin is the clarifying agent. Then curing agents are used to preserve meats and to give some proper color to the meats. Okay, now answer to those questions. So the first question was what is the main purpose of adding preservatives to foods and what are their types? So food undergoes spoilage due to the microbial contamination of food, that we know, and to preserve function, to preserve food by checking the growth of microbes, we add preservatives. And there are two types of preservatives, type 1 preservatives and type 2 preservatives. And type 1 preservatives has no any restrictions of use, while type 2 preservatives has some certain regulations to be used. The next question was what? Name three types of phenolic antioxidants used for fats and oils and their food applications in general. So answer is what? BHA, BST, TBHQ, all these things are antioxidants. This propyl gallate, are most widely used phenolic antioxidants, and the antioxidants interfere or inhibit the auto-oxidation reactions of fats and oils in unsaturated states. Then next question is what? What is meant by natural and nature identical flavoring substances? Natural flavoring substances are flavoring substances acceptable for human consumption, obtained from vegetables, animal raw materials, either in their natural state or processed state. And nature identical flavoring substances are chemically isolated from aromatic raw materials or obtained synthetically. Then next question was what? Differentiate between nutritive and non-nutritive sweeteners. Illustrate your answer with suitable example. So nutritive sweeteners are those which have caloric they are calorie sweeteners, which are usually carbohydrates or carbohydrate derivatives like glucose, fructose, sucrose, etc. But non-nutritive sweeteners are the sweeteners which belong to the class of natural products, non-carbohydrate in nature, and some synthetic chemicals, for example saccharin, cyclamate, aspartame, all these things are non-nutritive sweeteners. And our last question was what? Give the main function of each of the following as a food additives. Like tartaric acid. Tartaric acid is what? It is one acidulant. Then lecithin is what? A emulsifying agent. Then gelatin is what? Clarifying agent. And anthocyanin is one coloring agent which is naturally available. So with this we have understood many important topics, many important points from food additives. Thank you a lot.